So we are starting. Welcome to day 4, and today see now. So if I don't start now, so you go to disturb me like that. You don't know say na life I did like this, innit? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the bootcamp. So, how was our day? Hope you are good. Sure. If you can hear my voice, I want you to comment. I'm doing very well in the comment section. I want you to comment. I'm doing very well in the comment section. Me, I'm going to take it. Wait now. Let me say you ask me a question. I don't tell people before. I want to use this place. I don't tell him before. I want you to comment. I'm doing very well in the comment section. So, just have 4 people on the live. So now we are starting. I'm starting now. So today let's just quickly do a recap of what we do from day 1. So on day 1 we did introduction to graphic design, and we talked about the history of graphic design. We talked about the importance of graphic design. We also talked about why design is important and why you should learn it. On day 2 we also talked about the elements of designs, where we talked about the 7 elements of design: line, shapes, texture, shapes, and space, where we talked about. And day 3 we talked about the principles of design, the 12 principles of design, where we looked about the balance, contrast, emphasis, movement, proportion, hierarchy, repetition, reading, proximity, unity, alignment, and white spacing. So today is day 4, and I'll be introducing you to design software. So our design software, like I said yesterday, we have design software for our phone, and the design software we'll be using, design application we'll be using is PixelLab. We'll be using PixelLab. So PixelLab is a software we use for design, and we are going to start with PixelLab. So if you have your application, you can launch your application and follow along what I'm doing. So first of all, we are going to be doing the basics of PixelLab. I'm going to be introducing you to PixelLab before we practicalize, do our first practical with it. It's on YouTube. is on the group. So we are going to dive into our app now. So if you dive into your app, if you dive into your app, this is the first interface you will see. This is the first interface you will see. You will see an interface like this, and this is the home page. So we are going to begin now. So once you launch your PixelLab application, you have an interface like this, and we have what we call the type tool. The type tool. I'm coming. Let me adjust my touch so you can see what I'm touching. Where is it? Wait. Okay, show tabs. Very good. So now you can see what I'm touching on my screen. So let's get back to what we are doing. So I said we have the type tool. If you look at the bottom where I'm pressing at the bottom, we have the type tool. We have the type tool. The type tool. So in the type tool, under every tool, we have sub tools. We have sub tools. So under the, what I mean by we have sub tools is that under the type tools, we have other tools under it. So these tools under the type tool is what we use under the type tools. Also, we have what we call the element tools. The element tools, and in the element tools we have the sticker, we have imports, we have drawing, we have shapes, we have bezier, we have arrow. So on the third column at the bottom, we have the background tool. The background tool, and on the last column we have the magic tool for retouching. So let's look at the top section. The top section. At the top section here, look at where I'm pressing up. There's a plus icon there. The plus icon, we use it to import elements. Whether we want to import a shape, whether we want to import a sticker, or whether we want to import from our gallery. Also, this second button, we have our save button. We use it to save our project after we are done. So if you save as project, you can come back to re-edit it, and if you save as image, you save to your gallery. Then we have our grid. Is to this is our grid tool. We have our zoom tool, and we have our layer. Your layer is simply where all your work is simply where your work is, and the tools you use. Everything you use will appear on your layer. Everything you import will appear on your layer. So now let us look at the type tool. Let's look at the tools one after the other. So the type tool, the type tool. So the type tool is a tool we use to edit text. So if you go to your type tool, you see a text button here. That's the plus icon. If you click it, see, you click it like this. If you click it like this, you see it has choose the text. Then I said we have sub tools under them. So these are the sub tools of the text. These are the sub tools of the text under the type tool. These are the sub tools of the text under the type tool. So these are the first one. We have the edit, which we use to edit the text, whether you want to change the text from whether you want to change the text to anything you want to write. So for example, let us write graphic design. Graphic design. So we have entered our text. So this text subtools give us the advantage. This give us the advantage, give us the opportunity to use our to edit our text. To edit our text. Give us the advantage to edit our text. So the first one we have the edit. The next one we have delete. Delete is for deleting the text. We have copy. The copy is used for duplicating your text. So if I click it now, you see that our text has duplicated. Then we have what we call the front and back. Front and back under the type. We also have this under the element too. Front and back. So this front and back is what we use to bring the text to the front, either to the front or either to the back. So let me give it an example. For example, this is our text. If we change the color to something like this, and then let's say this one is at the front, this one is at the back. Yes, this orange text is at the back. We want to bring it to the front, we bring it to the front. If you want to take it to the back, you press back, you place it to the back. So our next tool is what we call the positioning. The positioning. The positioning. This now.
I don't see the like on YouTube now.
Click the link.
I don't see the link. The link I don't click and you know show me the link. Maybe you know it's okay. I'll be there to like down.
So the videos dey disturb person.
Where is my iPod?
Abeg no talk. So we use it to take it to the front or to the back. We use it to take it to the front or to the back of. So we use it to take it to the front or to the back. Can you see? To the back, to the front, to the back, to the front. So this thing is also applicable to the text tool for shapes, for anything you add. You have these options there. So the next one we have the relative positioning and the positioning. This positioning is used for moving our text. We also have it in our element tools. So it's used for moving our text from one place to another automatically. Can you see? Instead of using freehand, there are some place that you need to use the relative position to align your text properly to where you want it to be. So now we also have our on let me explain something in this positioning. The more you increase the positioning, the larger it can move. So if you reduce it to something like 1 or reduce it to something like 2, you notice that the movement is kind of slow, the movement is small. So now we move to the relative positioning. What is relative positioning used for? The relative positioning is used to move your elements from one angle to the other. Whether you want to move it to the right, or whether you want to move it to the left, or whether you want to move it to the center, or whether you want to move it to the bottom. So it's used to move your tool. It's used to move your tool from one place to another. So automatically, let's say you want to put this at the middle. So, and you know normally this is freehand. Freehand can't align this to the middle properly. So you can use your relative tool to align it to the middle and align it to the middle. So just like I taught us the principle of design alignment, we have the right alignment, we have this is the right alignment, we have the left alignment, we have the top alignment, we have the middle alignment, we have the bottom alignment. So these are these the two you use to use for movements. These are the tools you use for movements. So the next one is size. Our size is used to increase our size from different radius. So if you want to increase your size of your text, you simply drag this button that looks like a volume button. Simply drag it, then it's automatically increase. And if you need to increase the text more than what you want to do, you just simply take it at this angle here. There's an angle at the edge, this edge here. You simply drag it like this. So you can use freehand to increase it as well too. So you can use freehand to increase it as well too. So now we move to the next sub tool of the text, which is our padding. So what's our padding used for? Our padding is used to give space to our text. There are some times whereby you use some fonts whereby the maybe like a stylish font. Let me practicalize it for you. So I change my font to like a script font or a stylish font, something like this, or something like okay. Let me use something like this. So if you notice at the edge, if you look at the edge is not complete. So what we use the padding is for giving space. It will stretch it out so you'll be able to have the full text. So now let's use our padding. So you want more space at the right, you increase the space to the right. You want more space at the left, you increase the space to the left. So your padding is what gives you space. It makes you see the full design of your text. So the next one we have is color. And color is used to add color to your text. We use color to add color to your text. So don't forget that this is still under the text too. So under the color we have what we call the solid color, and we have what we call the gradient color. Remember when I was teaching us the element of design, I said that we have different type of color: primary color, secondary color, gradient color, and all those colors I taught you then. So we have a section for the solid colors, and under the solid colors you can find inbuilt color palettes that you can easily pick from there. Can you see? Carefully look at what I'm touching on my screen, so you get what I'm saying. So you can easily choose color, and if you want to add a color, you can just simply press this plus button here. You press the plus button and then you can add any of the color you want with free hand. You can also add color with the color picker. This is the color picker here. This is the color picker here. So the color picker is used to pick color from any object. So if you have a black color, let me import something we can import a color from. Let me import something that we can import a color from. So let's say we have something like this, and we want to let me adjust this, and we want to pick the color blue from, or the color red from this. We can easily use our color picker to pick the color. This is our color picker. You go to the image, then you pick the color like this, then you press check mark. So that's how we do it. You want to pick a color, let me do it again. You pick a color. Let's say we want to pick this yellow color. Pick this. You pick this. So can you see what we use the color to pick? So there are some designs whereby you have a design, a client give you a design to design, and when they give you the color they want to use, you can either use the color picker or use the color code. Another option is what? The color code, which is this one here. This one, color code. So you can simply input a code. You can simply input a code and it will generate the color. You simply generate the color. So this is the code. Let's say we have a color code. Maybe our client's color code is 1597654. So this is the color it will bring out. So you press OK. You press OK. Can you see? So the color has changed. So another thing you should also know about the color section is that you can increase the saturation, the opacity, and the light of your color. So let's say this is the color we pick. You want to reduce the light of the color. You can simply reduce it like this to a darker shade, or you can either give it more light. And then we have the saturation of the color. You can either give it the saturation of the color from this place. If you reduce it, can you see? It's giving us, look at this part I'm pressing. That's where the color is showing. So if you increase it, you are increasing the saturation of the color. If you reduce it, you are reducing the saturation of the color. So that's that about that. And this is the opacity. Opacity is simply how transparent the color is. So if you reduce the opacity, your color becomes transparent. So that's that about that. Then we have our gradient color. Our gradient color, when I talked about gradients, I said our gradient is the mixture of two different colors together. So and I said that we have different kind of gradients. We have the radial gradient, and so let us check it in our tool. So let's say you want to add a gradient color of blue and purple. So and we want to use, this is the symmetrical gradient. This is the up and down gradient. This is the diagonal gradient. This is the radial gradient. So let's say you want to use a diagonal gradient. So we have two angles here, starting from here to this angle here. This angle here, that's what makes it diagonal. So you want to put one color here and want to put one color here. You want to blend it into each other. So you simply select this angle. This angle is for this, and this angle is for this. So you simply select this angle for the light part, this angle here, this is it here. Then you click the add button. No, sorry. You click this you select this angle, then you click the color tool. Then you pick the blue color you want to pick. Then okay. Then this once you add a purple color, we add this is our purple color. So we press OK. So we have successfully created a gradient color. Let me use white. We have successfully created a purple color. So like I said, we have our layers. Our layers is where everything we are doing is showing. This is our layer. This is our layer here. So now let us move on to the next tool under our text. The next tool under our text is what we call the texture tool. So the texture tool, we add texture to our text. We also have it under our element tool. So if you want to add maybe a different kind of texture to your text, that's what I is you simply click that texture, then you go to the section of where you want to add to the text. So let's say I want this our text. There are some designs whereby you can create feeling. Maybe you want to create a feeling of wood, or you want to create a feeling of gold. You can simply download a gold image and import the texture into the text. So that's what that tool is for. So now we are moving on to the opacity. The opacity is just for increasing and reducing the opacity. We also have our rotation tool. Used to increase the rotation of used to rotate our text. We also have our bold. Our bold is used to give boldness or make our text italic or underline. So italic, underline, bold. So if you want to cancel it, you can simply cancel it like this. And also we have this, you can edit the part you want the text to have the effect to affect by just simply adjusting it here. So if you want the only the graphics to have uh, an underline, you simply adjust it here and click underline. Can you see? Or click bold. So like that. That's how we do it. Let me change this font back to a visible font so you can understand what I'm saying. So that's how we do it. So now we have the next tool we have is our curve tool to make our text curve, y-axis and x-axis to bend our text. Also we have our background tools to give background to our text. Background, let's say we want to give a yellow background to our text. So that's it, and you can adjust it here. You can give it more left, more right. You can give it more up. You can give it more down. So you can give it radius. Let me reduce the right and left so you can see the radius. So this is the radius. This is the radius. This is the radius. So that's how it works. Next, I don't want us to waste time on this because I'm time conscious. Because once we are done, we have work to do. So we have our alignment, and this is how our alignment work. So I said we have right alignment, left alignment. So let's say we had a sentence for this smartphone graphic design boot camp. So now in our text we want to use the alignment tool. And I said we have the left alignment, middle alignment, and right alignment. So let's say that you want your text to come from the middle, to be middle. So you click the middle alignment. Yeah, central alignment. You click the middle alignment. Then you want it to be at the left and the right alignment. You click the right alignment, left alignment, middle alignment, right alignment. And also, if you want to justify it, let's say you have this, you can justify it like this. Let's say you have this, you can justify it like this. Justifying it means that the edges are the same. The edges are the same. So now let us move on to the next tool. We have our spacing. Our spacing is this is our vertical spacing. We want to increase let me reduce this. Let me use this one. We want to increase the spacing of your work. Of your text, I mean. So you simply just click the spacing tool and adjust. Mostly we use this in text and we use it for effect. So if you want to adjust the spacing of the words, you adjust it here too. Can you see? It's only the words that is moving. If you want it to be letters, you can increase it. If you want it to be words, you can increase it too. We also have the vertical spacing. Let me illustrate it. So the vertical spacing is used to give spacing between the text you add to your work. So let's say you want it to be together. Let's say you want the space to be much. So this is what we used to give. Spacing to our text vertically. So next one we have stroke. Stroke is just like a border. When you add your stroke, when you add your stroke, there's a border that is going to appear at the edge. Can you see? So you can add a different the color of your choice you want to add. Is red, is yellow. So you can add stroke to it. So you can also make it gradient if you want. So you can add stroke to your text. So now we are moving on to the next text tool. Our next text tool is what we have. Our next text tool. Where do we stop? we have fonts, and these are fonts. We use our font to add different kind of fonts to our text. So if you open your font section, you see different kind of fonts like this. You can also import fonts. You can also import fonts. I'll teach us how to import fonts when we work on our first practical design after the introduction to PixelLab. So you can simply add different fonts here. You see different fonts here. Let's say you want to add this font. You add this font here, or let's say this font. No, I don't like this font. Let's see this font. I also have about 2,000 fonts I've compiled together for you to use that you can import. I'll tell you later. So your font, you add it like this. So in your font section, you have my font, you have system font, you have recent. So recent is simply the font you have used before recently. My font is the font you've imported by yourself. You downloaded them by yourself and imported them manually. So these fonts are inbuilt fonts. You used to simply change your font. So not wasting us our time, we have our rotation. We have talked about our rotation. We have talked about so also we have maxing. Maxing is simply to remove unwanted area on our text. Unwanted area on our text. So can you see? You can simply use your maxing to remove unwanted area on our text. These two can be used to create powerful edits. But as time goes on, you start to understand them. It's like a maxing tool. Yes, it's like a maxing tool. So you used to max in and max out. So the next one we have is our shadow. 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 We have our shadow. And our shadow is used to give shadow to our we have inner shadow and we have outer shadow. This is the outer shadow and this is the inner shadow. The outer shadow is used to give shadow to our text uh, externally. So if you encrypt it, you see that there's a shadow on our text. There's a shadow on our text. Let me remove the background. There's a shadow on our text already, and you can adjust it. You can adjust the opacity. You can adjust the blur radius. Can you see? You can also adjust the location of it. So if you want it to go down, you increase the X sizes or reduce the X sizes. If you want it to go up and down, you increase or reduce the Y axis. So that's that about that. Also, we have our inner shadow. Inner shadow is used to add shadow inside the text. So once you keep it, you can add shadow into your text. If you notice, the shadow I added now and the color I put there is what is inside the text. And you can increase the radius, the blurriness, and you can reduce it. Can you see? So we use this to do some effects to our text to make it pop. Also, we have our emboss. Emboss. So we use emboss. We have our perspective to give perspective to our text. So we have 3D rotation. If you want to rotate it in a 3D manner. So there are some times where you have to use 3D. Maybe you want to write a text on the ground. So you can use your perspective and your 3D rotation to adjust it. So that is for. We have our 3D text. When you want to turn the text into 3D, that's when we use it. Also, we have shadow at the bottom. You can increase the opacity and you can expand it at the bottom. So we have our reflection tool. We want the text to reflect at the bottom. So that's what that is all about. Now let us move on to the next tool, which is the element tool. So if you go to the element tool, we have almost same sub tool under the element tool. So if you click the element tool, now we are here. So now if you click the element tool, and what I say, the element of design, we have lines, we have shape, we have form, we have texture, we have different kind of elements of design. So you can add those designs under our element tool. So you simply add a shape by clicking this shape icon. Under the shape tool, you have different kind of shape. When you click this, you can rewatch it again and again until you get what I'm doing. So you see different kind of shape. You have circle, square, triangle, star. So let's click this way. And under that, when you click yourself, you can easily edit them. The colors, the stroke, you know, you can edit the radius too. You can edit the radius too. So that's that about that. You can edit the radius too. You can edit the radius too. Check mark. You can edit our radius too. So the next one we have under our element tool, we have the delete. I've talked about the delete. You know what crop is for? To crop the element. We have our copy. I've talked about the copy before. We want to copy your element. We have our front and back. We want to take elements from front to the back. I've talked about before. We have the positioning, relative positioning. We have our size. We have our color. We have our texture. We have our opacity. We have our color filter. Our color filter is used to change the variation of color you want on your element. So now if you want to change the color variation of this yellow, there are some elements whereby you can't give a solid color, whereby you have to just change the variation of color. So we use our hue to change the variation of the color. So now you want to change it, the variation of color, you just need to simply what, adjust this till you get the color you want to get. You can also increase the saturation of it, you can increase the brightness, you can increase the contrast depending on what you want to use. So that's what the function is used for. We also have our eraser tool. Our eraser tool is used to clean the element that we have selected. So let's say we want to erase a part in this box. Now you can simply what, erase it. You can simply erase it. So we don't want that. So we have our masking tool. I've talked about our masking tool. Then this erase tool, we have our erase tool, our erase color tool. Our erase color tool is different from our eraser. Our eraser is just to erase what we want to remove. Why our erase color is used to remove a particular color from an object, from an element. So let's say we want to remove only the yellow color from this box now, this square. Now we just simply turn it on, click our color picker under it, then we use this color picker to select the color we want to remove. Then we check mark. Can you see? Can you see? We can return it back with our undo button. Then we can, if you want to pick this black color, you can simply pick this black color here. Can you see? That's removed it. That's removed it. So that's how our erase color tool works. It's a very, very powerful tool. When you start using PixelLab to design, you understand more of what it can do. So now let's move to this. So I've talked about rotation in our text tool. I've talked about 3D rotation. I've talked about 3D shape. I've talked about perspective, shadow, inner shadow, and emboss. I've talked about them. So we have our bezier tool under our element tool. We have our bezier tool under our element tool, and this is the bezier tool. The bezier tool is used to create custom shapes. Yeah, it's used to create custom shapes. Our bezier tool is used to create custom shapes. Let's say you have a particular shape in your head you want to create. This tool is what we use in logo design. So you don't have to have a laptop before you can do logo design. You can also use your phone. So bezier tool, you can use it to trace, you can use to create different kind of custom shapes of your choice. You can use the bezier tool to create any custom shape of yours. So this is a brief way of using it. I'll explain it briefly. So if you notice, there's different options at the top. This bezier tool, you have to understand it carefully. You have to understand it carefully so that you will not be confused when you are using it. So we have the plus icon, we have the copy, we have the movement tool. This is the plus icon. To add one more, we can minus it back and we can move it. So then we have this. So this one is used to add more bezier points. Can you see? This one is used to adjust it. Why this one is used to move the whole thing you are doing. So let's say we are this ones here, this one at the bottom, the actions. This ones are the Bezier mode. This ones are the actions. These actions here, we use it to the first one, we use it to cancel a point. Let's say you want to cancel this point, you simply cancel it. Let's say you want to close up your Bezier tool, you lock it. Can you see? Let's say you want to increase the size of your Bezier tool, of your Bezier mode, use that for that. Edit. So let's say you want to move it up and down, use it like this. Let's say you want to rotate it. So that's what the Bezier tool is used for. Let me use this to trace out a shape quickly so that we see what I'm doing. So let's say you have something like this. You have something like this, and you want exactly that shape. You want exactly that shape. You simply go to your Bezier tool here. You go to your Bezier tool. You can give the stroke a different color, a contrasting color. Let's give it a contrasting color that is not part of this. Let's say a purple or a green. Let's give it a green. Okay, so now I have this. Let me increase this so you see what I'm doing. So now look at this. So now I don't want all these points because I want to start again. So I just simply cancel it. Move it to edge. So now I want to adjust it. So now I just simply adjust this, move this point to this point, move it to this point. You can zoom in your work with the zoom tool at the top. Use that tool like this. So now you need to add another point to complete this. We go back to our Bezier mode, the plus to add it. Then you add it to the second edge. You add it to the second edge. There's a bend here, so there needs to be a point here. Then you add it to the other edge. Then you edit it. So this is mostly what we use in logo design. When you draw your logo on your mood board, then when you have sketched it out, you use this to trace it out. So now let us adjust this one too. Just rushing it for us so that we don't use all the whole time here. You adjust it like this. So now we are done. So we close it up. Then we edit it again. So now this has formed a solid custom shape. Now what we do is what? We fill it up with a color. Can you see? By increasing the opacity. So then you can give it a color of your choice. Yellow, green. You can even give it a gradient if you wish. So you can give it a gradient if you wish. You can still adjust it how you like. You can adjust it the way you like. Do you get? So you can use this in your designs. It makes it interesting. This is a way to use varieties. So you can use that in your design. So I want to hide them because we don't need them in our work. So let's continue with our elements. So that's that about our Bezier. The arrow is used to add arrows to our design. So let's say you need an arrow in your design, you simply use this, and there are different arrows that you can use. Let's say you want this arrow, you want this. So you can edit them. You can edit the edge, you can edit the body, how fat you want it, you can edit the color, you can edit anyhow you want to edit it. So the options are here. So now we have our next tool. Our next tool is our draw tool. Our draw tool is just to draw. So What's the next one? And then we also have our import. Yes, very, very one of the important one of the important options we have that you ever know on this tool. So if you want to import anything into your design, you simply click import. Import. So you can import any PNG or JPEG picture or image into your software just by what? Clicking import. You can also find import here too. There's import here. Let's say you want to import from gallery, you can simply import from here. You also have import here too. But so you can import. Let's say you want to import the colors you want to use, or you want to import an image you want to use. Sorry, if you want to import an image you want to use, you can simply what? Import. You can simply import the elements or the image into your software and edit it, arrange it the way the way you want. And once you import an image into your design, you can do any edit to it. You want to give it a shadow, outer shadow, you want to give it inner shadow, you can do any edit of your choice to it. So that's that about that. So look at our layer 2 at the top here. Our layer 2 here. Look at the top. This is our layer 2 here. Our layer 2, if you notice, you see everything we have been doing. This is where everything is. This is where everything is. So you can see all your elements, all your text, everything you have worked on. Maybe you want to hide something, you can simply hide it like this or unhide it. Maybe there are some times you need to use it. We also have our grid. Our grid is used when you want to give alignment to our design. So I want to believe that we understand uh, how to use PixelLab. At least in less than 1 hour, we will be able to cover how to use PixelLab. Now let us dive into our first practical. We want to make a design. We want to make a design with our tools. Crack your fingers and bend your neck because you're about to design, you're about to create magic. So now let us delete everything we have here. Let's delete everything we have here. We just have 14 people on the live. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So I'm not surprised. If it's just 2 people that really got what uh, we did today, I'm still satisfied because I've impacted someone. So now we want to do a design. We want to do a design. So, and here's the design we want to do. Here's the design we want to do. Here's the design we want to do. So, these are brief. These are brief. Sorry, these are brief. So, create a modern and eye-catching flyer for Fresh Bite Cafe. New menu launch. Future special discounts on select items. Use warm, inviting and high quality food image to attract customers. So this design we want to do, imagine it as a brief from a customer. Imagine it as a brief from a customer. Imagine it as a brief from a customer. So one of the first things you have to do when you want to design a flyer is that you need to understand the brief. You need to understand the brief, that is the sentence I just read now. You need to understand what it's for, and you also need to understand what they want to use it for. So this flyer now that we want to create, we want to use it. We want to create it for Fresh Bite Cafe. They are into special meals. A cafe that is into special meals like meals like shawarma and all those junk meals that we eat. like all these donuts, all these buns, some sort of things like that. So they are trying to offer a special discount. So what the design is going to contain is going to contain list of their discount. So that's a major thing the design is about. It's going to be about. So now another thing you have to do is that once you get a design from a client, you have to get their colors. If they don't have a colors, you can either suggest for them or ask for the color. You can suggest for them or ask for the color, because most brands have their own color. They have their own colors. And also another thing you have to put in mind is that when you want to design, you have to you have to get all the materials ready. When you get all the materials ready is by what? You have to know what you want to do first. You want to know what you want to do first. This is the design here. Sorry. This is design I did for Fresh Bite. So this is design. So you have to imagine what you want to do. At least have the imagination. Just if just a little imagination of what you want to do, just imagine it in your head and be like, okay, I want to put a picture of a man here. I want to put a picture of a food here. So just try to imagine what you want to do. So now this is what we want to create today. So I will send the drive link after this live session, so you can access the file, but still you can do it along as I'm doing it, so you'll be able to get what I'm doing. So all those elements, you are going to be getting it individually. So the first thing I first do is that I get the color I want to use, which is green and orange. Green and orange. So green and orange. So and now want to start our design. So the first thing is what? You also have to know the size you want to use. Maybe you want to use a square, whatever size you want to use. But in this design, we are using Instagram post size. So if you look at this top section here, this top section here, this top section here, you will see three dots there. You click it, then you see image size. Image size is our image size. You click the image size, then you can put automatic size there. We have YouTube, different sizes there, so you can simply input your size. Instagram size is 1080 by 1350. You check mark, then we have our size. This is the design we want to replicate. Good. So we have our design here. So now let us begin our design. So the first thing you also have to do when you want to design is that you want to use your grid to create a boundary. When I was talking about the principle of design, I talked about white spacing. So your designs must not touch the edge, must not touch the edges like this. Must not touch the edges like this. Must not touch the edges. So we use our grid to create what? A boundary. You click the grid tool setting, then you click the adjust button. Then for PixelLab, you can use 10 by 10 grid. You can use 10 by 10 grid, adjust. So now our design is not going to what? Exceed this point. Our design is not going to exceed this point. So now we check mark, we delete this. Then now we need to add our color. So the first color we need to add is what? The background color. And this is how to add our background color. Add this background tool. We add color. we use our color picker. We are going to use a gradient color because this image looks like an image that is a gradient color. There's a part that is dark there and there's a part that is light there. So pick our color, our gradient color, diagonal blur. It's a diagonal blur. Then we pick our color, this top selection here. Pick this. Then we pick the color. Yeah. So pick the color. Pick the color here. So now we have our color. We can adjust it like this. So we have our color. So now we want to edit. So we add our image. So we want to get our image, and there are different sites where we can get our stock image. This is a stock image here. This is an example of a stock image. This is an example of a stock image. This guy here is a stock image. This is also a stock image. So we want to get that guy. So there are several sites where you can get those images from. You can get it from FreePic, you can get it from Pinterest. So we're going to go to freepic.com. Go to freepic.com. So we are looking for a chef in white gown with a white cap. So you go to your browser. Here's our Chrome. You go to your browser, free pick. Okay, so these are free pick. Our free pick. Then you search. I already have the prompts. A white guy in a young, pleasing Afro-American cook in chef uniform. Put his hand on his waist. Isolate. Okay, put his hand on his waist. We copy. So this is what you search. So you begin to see the guy. Then once you're done, you look for the image you want to download. Free pick. I've sent the link of the site to the group so you can access it. So we want to get the guy. You want to download the guy. Let's check this. I have downloaded it before, but I want you to see how I actually downloaded it. Okay, so now this is the image of the guy. We click the guy. We click the guy, then we click download. We click download. So after we have downloaded, our image is downloaded, then we are going to remove the background. We're going to remove the background, and I said we are going to use CapCut to remove our background. I said we should download CapCut. So you launch your CapCut app. It has not downloaded. It's downloading. Well, I have it downloaded before, not to waste our time. I have it downloaded before, so I just locate where it is. Locate where it is, and what? And remove the background. So we have successfully removed the background. So you export it. So like I said, CapCut is the best background remover you ever find on mobile. So far, to me, so far, CapCut is the best. It gives you that exact quality that you are looking for. So it's exporting. Why is it taking time? So we have exported that. Also, we also need the picture of that meal we added. So it's like a shawarma, a side view shawarma. I got that from Pinterest. So you can download the Pinterest app or use it on Chrome. So this is the Pinterest app. On Pinterest, you can download different kind of elements by just search. So we click on the search button and what simply search what we are looking for. We are looking for a side view of a shawarma on a transparent background. So we search it. So it will give you series of what? Series of images, series of option of what you are looking for. So whichever one pleases you, or whichever one you want to use, you select it. You select like this, and then you download. You download. So image downloaded. Now we want to remove the background. So back to our CapCut. See an option like this. Remove background. Remove the background. This is the image here. I already added the elements in a drive so we can access it easily. So our image is ready. Done. So now we go back to our design. This is our design. Here we are. Okay, good. So now we add our guy. We add our guy. Increase the brightness so we can see it. So simply add the guy and increase the size to whatever ratio you want. So this is how you want the guy to be, how tall the guy you want the guy to be. And if you look at the flyer very well, we have our shawarma coming from the bottom. We have our shawarma coming from the bottom. So I forgot. I wanted to ask us how many elements of design can you find in this in this flyer, but I forgot. So the comment is not on. So we have a lot of elements in this design. We have our text. Let me draw it for us. We have we have uh, we have text. We have stock image, which is form. We have variety. And what are the principles we can find in this design? We have asymmetric balance. we have asymmetric balance, whereby we have image, we have we have an image, we have image on both sides, we have a text on this side, and we have image on this side. We have image on the text on this side, and we have image on this side. So that's the principle of balance, asymmetric balance, whereby we have a balanced image balancing with the text on the left hand side. We also have contrast. Yes, we have contrast. The white color on the green background, the black color on the. We also have emphasis. We have emphasis. The fresh flavor hot deals is the biggest. Is the biggest. So it's the one you most likely notice first. Is the emphasis on our flyer. Fresh flavor hot deals. Fresh flavor hot deals. So we also have another principle like varieties. We used a ribbon to describe the offers. We have a ribbon to describe the offers. We also have what we call we have what we call spacing. White spacing. There's a lot of white spacing here. There's a space around this logo. There's a space around this. There's a space around this. So there are a lot of principles in this design. I wish we can comment. I would have liked us to comment the principle of design we notice in this flyer. So let's continue from where we stopped. So now we want to add our shawarma. So we have removed the background. We add the shawarma like this. So our shawarma is coming from this angle. So we add our shawarma like that. Can you see the way I'm adjusting it? So our shawarma is coming from this side. Then what do we have again? We have our we have our we have our what do we call it? We had our down selection where we have a white rectangle where we have the call to action, which is where the viewer can visit the site to order the food. So we are going to bring that out now. So we add a shape like this from our grid. We add a shape like this and stretch. We stretch like this and give it a little bit of radius like this. Then we add to the bottom and what? We send to the back. Did you see how I did it? We send it to the back, to the front, to the back, to the front, to the back. We send to the front like that. Sorry. So can we see? So it's supposed to be at the back. So now this shawarma is taking too much space. So we shift it to the back a bit. So we have that. So now the next thing is that we have we also have a we also have a selection, visit us now. We're going to add that to visit us now. So you simply add a rectangular tool, a rectangular shape, Let us change the color. It's a gradient color. Pick the color from this right here and check mark. Pick the color from this right here, we check mark. Okay, okay. So we have our gradients. We give it a little bit of radius. Good. So now I don't want to be touching these elements one after the other, so I'll lock it. So I won't be disorganizing it. So now we are moving on to the next thing. What's our next? We're moving on to the next thing. If you notice, the background is looking like kind of a rough paper. So that's the texture. That paper gives a kind of feeling of you know it gives a feeling of cooking stuff. It gives a feeling of offer. So we have that texture. I already downloaded it already. I already sent it to a drive, so we can access it after this class. It's a rough paper. So my pins. So we change the rotation like this, then we adjust like this. We send to the back, then use our erase color to remove the darkest part. So we just reduce the opacity a bit like this. Reduce the opacity a bit like this. Let's give it a little bit of contrast. So now lock it again, so we'll not be picking it around. So now if you notice, there's like a light coming from the back of this bro. Yeah, there's a light here. So that light is used to create what? Emphasis. So that light drags a special kind of attention. It drags your special attention to that guy's eyes. So now we want to create that glow light at the back of that guy. So now all you have to do is what? Import a shape, a circle shape. Then you reduce the opacity, increase the stroke to 100. You reduce the size. Then you increase the blur radius. Then check mark and stretch. Then you give it that exact color. The color is a lighter version of the background. So a lighter version of the background. Or you can simply just pick it from the design itself. So we have it. Can reduce the size a bit. So now I want to send it to the back. You cannot send it to the back like this, but you're going to go to the final back. So you can edit it from here like this to be above this one. Take it. So now it's too big. So let's reduce it. So we have achieved that. We have achieved that glow light. Can reduce the opacity to reduce the smoothness, so you can copy it over and over again. Just let us keep it that way. I think it's not too sharp anyway. Not too sharp anyway, so it's okay like this. So so you lock it. So now back to our grid line. Back to our grid line. So we have our logo already, and our logo is located with at the top. Our logo is located at the top. Logo is located at the top. So we import. Let me lock this. We import a shape, a white box. If you remember the principle of design, I said that shapes can be used to, we can use to create emphasis, we can use to create contrast, we can use to create proximity. Yeah, talked about that. We can use to create, rhythm. We can use to create variety. So now, we can either put the logo there to be just there, but we want it to create this kind of, this kind of emphasis, this kind of hierarchy. Let me put it that way. We want it to create this kind of hierarchy because the logo is also very important, but we don't want it to be the uh, the main focus. We don't want it to be the main focus. It's very important, but it's not the most important thing. So we talk about proportion, so knowing when to increase the size of things, big or small. So now we want our logo to be very small at this place, but yet people can still see it. So we give it a little radius like this. Create it like this. You can edit it. Let us edit it very well. You see, we have it like this. So we centralize it. So now we import our logo. This is our logo here. So now we want to use our erase tool. We want to erase this white color away from this logo so that we can put it on this white. So we come to this erase color here, put on our erase color, and that's erased the white part there. So we can adjust. Yes. So we have this centralize. Then let's increase it a bit. Centralize. So we merge it together. Take a look at this again. We want to merge it together. When you merge something together, they become one. So you come to this section here, click this option here, merge, click the two you want to merge together. You want to merge this that square and the logo together. So you click this together and click merge. Merge. This is merge here. Look at the down section here. Merge. Merge. So you click merge and tap OK. So now this one has become what? One. Is now one. So we take it up here and reduce the size. Good. So reduce the size. So we don't want our design to exceed that line, so we bring it down a bit. So our design is not exceeding that line. So now our next thing is, what's our next thing we want to add? We want to add our emphasis, which is introducing fresh flavor hot deal. Introducing fresh flavor hot deal. introducing fresh flavor hot deal. So we can either write it like this: introducing fresh flavor hot deal. So we can write it like this, but come on. Look at this. It's not going to speak well. It's not looking bold. It's not looking sharp. There's not a hierarchy. There's no balance. Nothing. It's just too plain. So you have to add variety to this to make it pop. So now here's what we are going to do. We're going to we can simply copy this shape down here. We copy it, add it here, and then we can reduce this to introducing fresh flavor hot deals. So now you can increase the size because it's what the most important thing we want the viewer to first see first. Then we give it a bold font. A bold font. So I want to use Poppins bold. I want to use Poppin bold, or let's look for a font that's here. Not this. Not this. Can't even remember the font I used for this flyer. There's a kind of italic there. So now our hot deals is a gradient color. Our hot deals is a gradient color. This thing is kind of blue. Let us view it on our normal view. Yes. Let's view it on normal view. So you can see it very well. So we have fresh flavor hot deals. So our fresh flavor is just a plain text, while the hot deals is a gradient text, and it's this is how we achieve it. So you come to your color, then that particular section where there's hot deals, you can change the color to the gradient color you picked. Okay. So that's it. But this is looking too plain. So let us walk around with some kind of effect here. This is not going to work here because I want it to. I want this to be bigger and bolder. So I reduce the spacing a bit. Increase the size. I don't still enjoy the vibe of that font, so This font looks like it, but here's how to download a font and import it. So you go to a site called that font. Go to your browser. You go to darfont.com. So here you can download font and import into your PixelLab. So let's say you want to see a preview. See in desktop mode. Okay, let's use 1000 fonts. Sorry, 1000 fonts. 1001 font. Yes. The reason why I like 1001 fonts is that you'll be able to see a preview of what you want to download. So now you want to see a fresh what? Fresh flavor. Good. Fresh flavor. So now I want to search fresh fonts. Fresh fonts. So let's say you want to download this first one here. You just have to click download. You download the font here. See, it's already downloading. So our font is downloaded already. So now you simply click it and then you do an extraction. So you'll be able to import it because you cannot import it directly into your PixelLab like this. So you extract it, you click extract. You can use your file manager or you can use ZIarchiver to extract it. So you want to extract it into a folder, so you'll be able to locate it on PixelLab. So you click extract, internal storage. Let's say I want to put it under this folder. This is where I do add my fonts. Sorry. So we extract into that folder. Extract into that folder. So this is the font here. This is the font here and every details you need. It's just two fonts under it. Then we go back to our PixelLab. Then under our font, come here, go to font, go here, my font, then you click this plus button here, this one here, click it. Then you locate that folder where you added that font. Added font, fresh almond, that's the name of the font. Click it, then you add directory. Boom, your font is already inside your app. So we select that font. Select that font. So now we have our font in our design. So let's see. So fresh flavor, and we have hot deals. Alt this. In order not to make our in order not to make our design boring, we don't want to stick with just one font. So use another font. Let's use a popping. Then give it gradient color. We take this to the front, and then we give it a shadow. I think the shadow is too dark. So reduce the opacity a bit. Good. So Alt D. So the color we are using for the Alt D has to be a hot color like orange. Fresh flavor. Alt D. So now we have been sticking to just two colors, which is we are sticking to just two primary colors, which is green and orange. The white and black we are using are the secondary colors we are going to be using there. So in design, we have what we call the secondary design, we have the primary design. So the secondary and the primary design is 60%. What your design will contain is 60% of that design. So that secondary color is the two colors. You must not use more than two primary colors, and must not use more than two secondary colors in your design. Secondary color, you can use black, you can use white for it. So now let's continue. So let's take this up a bit because we still have some information we want to add. Sorry, I still want to add some informations. Let's make this more bolder. Black. Good. So now we want to lock it so that we will not disorganize our stuff. So did you reduce a bit? I want this to come from here. Okay, good. So we add introducing fresh flavor. Introducing fresh flavor. So introducing. Look at the top section here. You can use to change it from capital letter to small letter. You want capital letter, you change capital letter. You want small letter, change small letter. You can also delete. Introducing. So we are using popping fonts and fresh amount fonts. Those are the fonts. That's the only fonts we are using. No other fonts. So keep our design in harmony and unity. So we don't want to use too much different things. So our design can be organized. Change to capital letter. So now we're moving to our next task on the design. So now we need a ribbon. We need this ribbon here. So we are going to get that ribbon from either FreePic or Pinterest. So it's a red ribbon. Then I change the color. Of the ribbon. I change the color of the ribbon. So this is the prompt for the ribbon. Ribbon banner with curved edge. So search on either FreePic or Pinterest. So can you see you have varieties of what red ribbons like this. So you begin to see them and you can pick any one of your choice. So you pick any of your choice. In order not to waste our time, I already have it before, so I'm just going to import it. We have it here already, so I downloaded it already, so I need to remove the background with CapCut again. So now we have it. So now this is a ribbon and it's a red color ribbon. You never find an orange colored ribbon anywhere, so you have to change the colors ourselves. You will not use a solid color. You will not use a solid color like this. You will not use a solid color because it's going to change into a solid color. Rather, you change the variation of the color with the color filter. So now I want to change it to an orange color. This is how I achieve the orange color. So this is it. I increased the brightness, increase the saturation, increase the brightness until you get your particular what color that you are looking for. So this is how it was achieved. We have our orange color. Back to our grid line. So now we have this. In our design, we have how many? We have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 of it. So We need 3 of that ribbon. We copy 1, we copy 2, copy 3. So now we have our ribbon like this. So now what do we do next? What we do next is that we add this border line to the edges. And how do we do that? We create what? A border with a square shape. So this is how you do it. You go to your square shape, increase the radius to about 15, reduce the opacity, then give it a stroke of 4 or 3. Increase the stroke to the side, increase the stroke to the side. Now change the color. So now what we do is that we send it to the back. Good. We sent it to the back. Sent it to the back. So now we also have our subtitle, which is limited time launch special. Limited time launch special. Limited time launch special. So now this is it. We use same fonts. Remember our unity, consistency, promote consistency. So we are using Poppins. Reduce the size a bit. Give it proximity background. The gradient background orange. Good. I think we should reduce the saturation of this a bit. Yes, so that we can. So we reduce the left padding, and let me zoom in so you see what I'm doing. So we also increase the right padding to 17. Let's give it kind of radius, yeah, to maintain that flow. Good. So now limited time launch special. So we zoom back. So now we want to add our text. So our first text is what we have: get 20% off all on all sandwich. Let's lock this. Get 20% off all sandwich. So now, if you notice, this ribbon here is too small, and if we say we increase the size, it's going to take the whole place. So we stretch it. We stretch like this. We stretch like this. Let us adjust it up a bit. We stretch. if you want to design this after the class, which I'm going to assign you to do. So after this class, you design this and you submit it tomorrow. I've sent the drive link to the group. You can check the WhatsApp group. I sent the drive link to the group where you can access the resources for the resources we used for this design. So I sent the resources link. So let's continue. I've sent the resources link. So get 20% of discount. So we want to use our poppins back. Use our poppins. We don't want to use a thick one, so we use poppins. So let us use a lighter version of that poppins. Let's use poppins medium. Good. So we have our poppins medium. Yeah. Get 20% off all sandwich. Good. So now the next one is buy one pasta get one at 50%. So we copy this. So we want to maintain same size. So we copy it, move it to this place, then get buy one pasta. Buy one pasta get one. So seems like we need a little bit of space, so we adjust it like this. So let us reduce the size a bit. Let's change this to buy one chicken get one free. So reduce the size to 70.
No. Oṣù ọ̀nbẹ àárọ̀ làbá bọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ara mà.
So you make sure it aligns well. Make sure it aligns well. Can you see it's aligning? So you make sure it aligns well. Make sure it aligns well. Then our next one is free ice with salad. Free ice with salad. So make sure it aligns with each other. So principle of alignment. If I put this here, it won't look good. If I put this here, it won't look good. So it has to align. It has to align with each other. So now I want us to move this one down a bit because it's kind of looking off. Let's take it down a bit. Yeah. So now we are moving on. So you rearrange it until your eyes can feel the balance. You rearrange it until your eyes can feel the balance. The reason why I was rearranging it was because I can't feel that. I can't just feel that balance. So now move to the next thing, which is our quote, like our tagline for this design. Let us increase this one a bit. Yes. So now we have our tagline, which is launch time just got better. Launch time just got better. Let's write it small. Launch time just got better. Then we have enjoy special discounts. So now principle of contrast. You add a contrasting color which is black. Change our fonts to Poppins. So the Poppins is going to be a regular Poppins because you don't want it to be too bold, and it's going to be in italic. The tagline. Taglines are always written in italics. So we had our tagline like this. It's too faint. Let's use this. I think this is better. So let's give it a little bit of size. Yes. Good. Good. So now I want to add the next thing, which is visit us today. We call it CTA, call to action. So call to action is just like the action you want to make your viewers take after viewing the post. So that's what I was talking when I was talking about the introduction to design. I was saying our design is informative. When I talked about the importance of design, where I was saying where I was saying where I was talking about attraction, information, I was talking about those things in our design. No, listen. So we have visit us today. Visit us today. So this rectangle, let's give it a darker color, or just let us reduce the brightness. Yes, because I want the visitors today to pop out properly. So now we need an icon. This is a website icon. So the flyer is telling us to visit them at this website. So we need a website icon, and we can get our website icon, different kind of icon, not just website icon, from a site called Flutter Icon. Flutter Icon. I've sent the link to the group Flat Icon. Flatty Icon. So you go to your browser. Let me do it from the browser. Go to the browser. Flat icon, sorry. Flat icon. So can you see? Then you launch the flat icon. Then you search for website. Send me to log in. So website icon. So can you see? We have our website icon. So you can go on ahead to click the one you want to download. We click this. We want it in PNG, so you click this at the top here, beside the PNG, behind the save button. Click to remove the background directly. Then you click download. It's already in PNG like that. So in transparent background, so you pick PNG, then you pick 512 pixels. So okay. It's too small. So we have our logo. You import it directly into. and we add our website. www.freshbyte.com. Very small. www.freshbyte.com. We add our font. So now let's zoom out to see our work. So now good. So we are done with our design. We are done with our design. Ooh. And we have spent about well, I spent a lot of hours here, a lot of time. So just doing this simple flyer. So this design is an offer design. So you can add something to touch it up, maybe like a circle to give it a discount. So go to our emoji, give it a red color. And make it white or orange. %50 off. You can join it together. So you send it to the back. Just it like this. So if you it's a discount flyer, so it's a discount flyer. So now let's add shadow to this guy. So it feels realistic. So it gives it that depth. So give the blur shadow. Take this down a bit. Good. So we want to give our shawarma to be what do you call it? Pasta, be whatever. Don't know what it looks like. Get a bit of shadow to blur radius. Get a little bit of contrast. So we are done with our design for today. Well done. Well done, man. If you have stayed up to this end, it shows that you are really ready to design. So this is what we designed so far. Yeah, we also have a paper cut here. Before I forget, a paper cut here. So this is how a paper cut looks like. Search for it on Pinterest. Let's remove the background. We have a rectangle like this. So I use my shadow to achieve this. This is my shadow to achieve this. I reduced, this is how I achieved it. Went to my shadow, I grade my shadow, I picked the white color, then I reduced the blur radius so it's going to become a solid color. Then I shift it to the right side with my x-axis tool. Yeah. The reason why I did it like that is because this element is colliding with this rectangle here, and this part is not showing. So I had to add contrast with that effect. Yes. So now our flyer is ready. We save as a project. When you save as a project, you're able to edit and re-edit it. Fresh byte design. So it's already saved as a project like that. You'll be able to find it again and re-edit it after today. Then you can save as image. Save as image, save as PNG, save as Ultra. Then you save this salon. tissue already. So you saved our design. Saved our design. So you can call it a day. But before we call it a day, there are some things you need to know to continue your design journey. Today marks the end of the bootcamp challenge, and I'm very excited that at least you're able to participate in this bootcamp, as you're able to learn one or two about graphic design. So we don't stop there. We don't stop there. We continue to grow. So you can use design to make money. You can do simple design. You can use that. You can do design as a side also. So this bootcamp is not just going to stop there. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you follow us on Instagram. On Instagram and YouTube, we'll be making further tutorials that you can use to improve your skill and you can use to grow. And also, uh, I'm assigning this to whoever is watching this live right now. So I'm also going to drop it on a group. So you have to design this. You have to redesign this flyer and submit before uh, before 8 p.m. on Monday. Before 8 p.m. on Monday. So the group is going to be open on Monday because tomorrow is Sunday. Everybody will be in church. So Monday evening, I'll open the group for us to submit our assignments, and then I'll check it out. Then we'll do some other things. So, and also is that we will also be having. I'm going to tell us what the group will be for. It's going to be a design community, but I will tell us specifically what we are going to be doing on Monday after we submit our assignment and after I've assessed it. So, good luck. Try to recap on the introduction to PixelLab, how I taught you how to use the design software PixelLab, how to use the text tool, the type tool, or the bookware tool. Try to recap and check it again, and then do this design with it and see how far you can go. This design, when you are doing it, may take you longer hours than it might even take you 4 hours to 5 hours before you complete it, but that's just how it is. When you begin to design, it will take long. It will be communicated to us on the group. So we have come to the end of the boot camp. I wish us all the best and good night. Thanks for participating. Thanks for participating. Wow. Do this one.